directly first. Okay. So this is your definition, right? Operations management is concerned with converting materials and labors into goods and services. Okay. And then it attempts to create the highest level of efficiency. Okay. So we want to be systematic. You cannot just jump here there, right? Okay. So let me try to use the slides definition. Okay. Operations management is the management of the set of activities that create value in the form of goods and services by transforming inputs into outputs. Okay, this is my main point. Okay, this is my main answer. Okay, now of course, by this you will get 1 mark in the exam. You won't get anything much, right? So, never mind. So what you want to do after that is you would want to elaborate, right? Very simple, right? You want to elaborate your answers. So you already have your answers here. You say that you want to be efficient and you want to balance costs with revenue, right? The management of these activities is focused on creating the highest level of efficiency while balancing cost with revenue. Okay, so we add in characteristics in addition to your main explanation. We add in the characteristics. Now, in the exam, this is what I don't advise. Okay, comma. Okay, I don't like commas in exam answer, but that's just me myself. Okay, you all can do what you all want. All right. My advice is don't put comma. Okay, we want to have short, simple sentences. Why? See, let me split the sentence. Highest level of efficiency, full stop. Right? It can stand on its own. It doesn't have to become one sentence. Right? Then we create another. Another important area in OM is balancing cost with revenue. Okay, so being efficient is also managing your cost. It's actually the same thing one. Okay, so it makes sense to join both sentences, but if you split the sentences, look nicer, correct or not? Right? It look like you got more point at it. So if you're lucky, you might get more marks lah, right? So if you do this consistently throughout your exam paper, then naturally you will achieve a bit more marks lah. Okay, rather than you cram everything in one long sentence, look like you only got 1 point. Okay, so you separate out. Okay, it looks better lah on the exam paper. Okay, of course you must study lah. Of course you must have your points lah. But these are little things you can do to help yourself. Okay, done. Let's say you got nothing to say already, right? Then the last thing you want to do is you want to put example. For example, okay, operations managers need to manage all the activities involved in retail outlet, such as serving, such as customer service, operation, cleaning, payments, like that. So very systematic. Now, Why is it so important, right? Like, you all are studying in a very big course, right? RAC is a very big course, even though your batch should be small, but never mind. When the marker, right, exam marker, especially those that are very tired already because they mark so many papers, you want to try to help them to see your points. Okay, now when your answers are jumping all over the place, right? Mark, ayah, cannot find the answer lah. Skip, then they move on to the next question, right? So you miss out a few marks because you were not systematic. Okay, it's not your fault, it's the marker's fault. The exam marker didn't see properly. Okay, but at the end of the day, who lose the mark? You lose, ma. The marker, after mark finish, will go to sleep. Okay, so you're sort of helping yourself lah. Right, so you want to go step by step. Okay, very simple one. So it's actually like main point, then explanation, then elaboration, then example, and then repeat. Okay. So this is like a very, very simple formula. Okay, which is not my job. Just adding in. Now we're gonna skip the case study. Right, we'll come back to it one of the weeks. Don't worry. Let's go on to question 3. Okay. So question 3 answer is here. What are the basic management functions of operations managers? Okay, planning, organizing, staffing, leading, controlling. Got 5 steps. All right, so you already written here all the 5 steps. Which I think is very simple lah. Okay, I think all of you can understand. So remember to go lecture, okay, for all the weeks. Okay, try to attend all the lectures. Just listen lah at least. Okay, you don't have to sometimes you're very tired, but just be there and listen because this subject, right, got too many chapters already. It's very heavy, right? Got a lot of chapters, then got a lot of things to learn. So at least you're there and you listen, then you just follow along. Okay, let's try our best. But it's not difficult. It's not difficult subject. It's just heavy. Okay. Now let's go on to question 3. Okay, actually very simple. I also don't know what to explain. Okay, the first one is planning lah, right? Planning. I explain the first and the last first. Okay, this is the first one and the 5th one. Okay, got planning and the last one is controlling, right? So these two got a bit of a contrast, but both also your job. Now, planning is you, in simple terms, you think what you want to do, right? You think ahead. Okay, for example, today you wake up, you think ahead, what are you going to do today? Okay, 11 o'clock, you're going to attend tutorial. After that, you're going to have lunch. After that, maybe you got another class. You want to exercise or what? Okay, you think ahead what to do. Okay, controlling is you make sure it happens. Okay, now in a company, whatever company, planning and controlling both also very difficult. Okay, planning is you want to make sure your company is headed in the right direction. Okay, so you plan everything. Okay, so the top management will plan everything based on what they want to do lah. Okay, up to them. Okay, so they plan everything and then they will take responsibility if anything goes wrong. It's their fault. Okay, now come down. Controlling is you make sure the plan is carried out, is executed. Okay, so one of the problems with this is nothing go smoothly one. Okay, especially in a manufacturing facility, sure got something happen one. Okay, because there are so many factors, right? Got 100 employees, you got 20 suppliers, you got a lot of machines, right? At any point of time, anything can go wrong. Okay, so shit always happens. Okay, it's like that one. No, you got no choice. It will happen one. You don't expect it to happen. You plan everything very nice, and then something will happen. Okay, so as the operations manager, this is your job also. Okay, you make sure you can solve the problem. Okay, solve the problem to do what? To make sure whatever you plan is carried out. Okay, so these are the main, these are like the two got big difference on. Okay, so let's look at the definition. Establish goals and create a course of action. Okay, make strategic decisions. Okay, so you think where you're heading lah. Okay, set a direction for the organization. And then for controlling is execution. Okay, so one is you think what to do, and controlling is you execute the plan. Training employees as necessary, managing deadlines, okay, and then monitor them. Okay, so you make sure whatever you do, you carry out the plan. Okay, and what else? Okay, organizing is basically organizing. Okay, you got a lot of jobs. Okay, job 1, job 2, job 3, job 4, and then you also got a bunch of resources. Okay, so you determine as operations manager, you determine you got so many people and you got so many machines. How do you allocate? How do you assign? Which group of resources do which job? Okay, so that's organizing, right? So distribute resources, delegate tasks. You need to work with other departments, Okay, so this organizing. Staffing, you know lah. Staffing is just hiring people. Make sure you get the right people to do the right things, right? People with the right skills, knowledge, abilities. Okay, leading, you are the operations manager, means you are the leader lah. Okay, including this motivating and influencing. Leading, Okay, so I think you all can understand all these things. All right. Okay, let's make a complete answer or one of these points. Okay, we want to get full marks, right? Because I'm from Penang, I very kiasu one. Must get full marks one. Take the shortest one. This one lah, shortest one. Okay, now we want to get full marks. Okay, let's try. In the planning stage, okay, so this is the definition, right? If you think you're done, then you're done. Okay, but if you think that your sentences may be not very clear, then you add on, you keep adding on sentences to make sure you emphasize your point. Okay. Yeah, everything is okay already. You got an explanation, and then you got a short elaboration also. Right, so now we can just jump to the example lah. Okay, now writing examples is not difficult, right? You just need to put whatever your explanation is, just put it in a simple scenario, simple situation. Then it can be example already. Okay, then you write there, for example, so that the marker knows that you are writing an example. Okay. Operations management. Operations managers need to understand the recent market trends and determine the direction that the company will take towards. Okay. Now, see how my example cannot. is what you said just now, right? Set a direction for the organization, create course of action. So I just follow. Okay. So I say, for example, operation management need to understand market trends and determine direction. Okay. I think it's okay lah. But I feel that maybe the marker will say that, hey, I just copied up there. I just add in, for example, want to scam him. Okay. So I can assume, right? Not. So I add in another sentence to elaborate my example because I scared my example got no marks. Okay. So you just add on. You just keep adding sentences until you're satisfied. Okay. This can include new product development, new technology adoption, or new management techniques. Okay, whatever lah, whatever you can think of, just throw inside. Okay, so this one will help me to secure the marks for my example. Okay, Suibo, let's go to question 4. Let's see. Okay. Okay, can. Now I won't go through this one. Okay. Not because I lazy lah, okay. A bit lah, I'm always lazy one lah. But this one, right, I'm not gonna go through because the answer is here, by the way, in question 4. These are the 10 strategic decisions. The question asks, discuss strategic decisions an operation manager has to make, right? So these are the 10 lah. Okay, so I'm not going to go through because these are actually your chapters. In the following weeks, we will go through in detail one by one. Okay, so I mean your answers are correct lah. I just scan through your answers to okay. All right, so I'll just leave it here, and then yeah, we'll go through, and then some of these chapters you'll be using it for your coursework. Okay, so for the first 3, 4, 5 weeks, right? Pay attention to lectures, okay, because 2 or 3 of the weeks you will need to use that knowledge for your assignments one. Okay, so remember to go to the lecture. Okay, now yeah, let's jump again. We're done with 4. Okay, we'll come back to 5 later. We jump to 7 first, because it's easier. Hey, we want to add in the decimals. Okay, don't forget the decimals. Very important. Okay. Now, I hope all of you can understand. Productivity is very simple. The formula to calculate productivity is output over input. Okay, units produced divide by inputs used. So, whatever the output, divide by the input. Okay, it's that simple. Total output over total input is your productivity. So, okay, I have to understand what is productivity first lah. Ratio of outputs divided by inputs. Okay, so to explain it very simply, you have a job, right? Okay, when we talk about increasing productivity, it means with the same resources, with the same input, okay, can be time, can be people, can be materials, with the same input, you do more. Okay, same input, you do more, or with the same output, you use less resources. Okay, don't take so much time. Okay, you do it faster, or you do the same thing with less resources. Okay, or you just do more. Okay, either you do more or you use less. That's improving productivity. Okay, so output over input, remember the formula. So question 7, the company can make 500 boxes of seafood. They have two 10-hour shifts, which is 20 hours lah. Okay, two 10-hour shifts. After that, the manager changed. The manager changed 650 boxes, 3 8-hour shifts. Okay, so it's 24 hours. All right, so the question says calculate productivity before the change and after the change. So this answer lah. 500 over 20 hours, output over input. Okay, after the change, 650 boxes divided by 24 hours. So you can see that your productivity increased. Okay, 27.08 from 25. Okay, productivity increase. Now, question B asks you, increase how much? Okay, so 27.08 minus 25 and then divide by 25. Okay, so the increase divide by where you start from. You start from 25. Okay, so your percentage increase in productivity is 8.32%. Okay, now if production is increased to 700 boxes, just now I say, if you want to increase productivity, one of the ways is you increase output. Right, so now we increase output to 700, divide by 24 hours. Your new productivity is increased. Okay. Okay, anybody got problem with calculating productivity? It looks quite simple, but any part of it you are confused, then we go through again. Very confused. Okay. Should be quite simple. Question 8 is exactly the same thing. I think it's even simpler. Okay, this company got 10 people, and these 10 people work 8-hour shifts. Okay, so you got a total of 80 hours, right? 10 times 8, you got 80 hours. Okay, so if you can produce 160 valves, take 160 output, divide by 80 hours. Okay, your productivity is 2. If you can increase the output to 180, divide by 80 hours, your productivity is 2.25. Okay, so percentage of increase, 2.25 minus 2, divide by your starting point, 2. Your productivity has increased 12.5%. Okay, easy there. Want to fail also difficult. Okay, so this is this is when you calculate productivity for manufacturing companies, which is easier. Okay, because it is fixed, right? You know roughly how much you can do. Okay, if I give you a certain number of people. Okay, for example, one person can make 10 roti canai in 20 minutes. Okay, now when you have all this data, right, it's very simple, right? One person, 20 minutes, 10 roti canai, right? If you want to have 20 roti canai in 20 minutes, then you hire one more person. Okay? Plus one person, you will plus 10 roti canai. Very simple. Okay, so in terms of manufacturing productivity, it's very easy to calculate. Okay, it's simple mathematics. But we go back to question 5. Question 5 says, why in service, not manufacturing, why in service it is difficult to improve productivity? Can improve or not? Can. But you don't know whether you improve or not. Okay? It's very difficult to calculate. Okay, so what are the reasons? The reasons are in slide 21. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which you already written here lah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 少了一个 labor intensive, quality, mechanized, intellectual tasks, and focus on unique attributes. One more. Okay. Magic. Okay, next. Now, let's go through the other points first. Okay, I'm sure you all can understand. Okay, I'm sure you all went to lecture. I'm sure you can understand all these things. So let's just try to make beautiful answers. Okay, so the first one is service industry is labor intensive, which means you rely on people. Okay, people intensive. Okay, can also. This explanation works. Yeah, you rely on people. So you can just think of different reasons why people make it difficult. Okay, what are the characteristics of people that make the service industry difficult? Okay, for example, bad service compared to a bad product. Okay, can also. You can also talk about sometimes people are unpredictable. You know, people got mood sometimes. They make mistakes and so on. Okay. Yeah, you know, so their skills their knowledge their experience things like that. Okay, now compared to this point often difficult to mechanize. This one is also talk about we rely on people. Okay, but this one we need to compare directly to machines. Okay, why the service sector a lot of things you cannot make machines. All right, there is a little scope in the small firms to develop specialization, and labor costs often constitute the largest portion of the service products total price. In services, it is extremely difficult to increase output with machines. Okay, why? In services, difficult to use machines. Okay, now, some services are too complex or unique to design machines for them. Okay, which means that too difficult. Okay, which means that each customer come in, they are too different already. Then you cannot use a machine. Okay, like a haircut lah. Okay, very simple one. Can have machine or not? Can, but everybody want a different hairstyle, and everybody's head is different. So it is too unique to have a machine for that. Another reason is that some services do not incentivize the purchase of machines because the cost of machine is not justified by the work that it can replace. If using people is cheaper, there is no point to make a machine. Correct? So when we only make machine when people cannot do it or people do it very slow. Okay? Okay, so you make your answer more complete. Okay, go back to the first one just now. Just now we stop halfway. Okay, you need to think of ways to you must use the characteristics of people lah, okay, to show that it is not that easy to calculate productivity or improve productivity. Okay, so just now I mentioned got mood, right? People tend to have emotions. Okay, they make mistakes sometimes. They have different experiences, knowledge, skills, methods that can make their productivity levels differ. Something like that. Okay, so we want to use the characteristics of humans to show, to support your point. Okay, next, difficult to evaluate for quality. Okay. If I'm marking this exam question, you have 1 mark. Okay, now see the point. The point says difficult to evaluate for quality. Okay, but the explanation talks about the importance of service. Right? So it doesn't really explain the evaluation of quality. How do you evaluate quality? Right? So different things. So maybe you won't get a lot of marks, or maybe you write too many things, then the marker pity, then give you 1 mark, something like that. Okay. Now, why is it difficult to evaluate for quality? The slide doesn't give you anything. Okay, so think yourself. Service quality is difficult to evaluate because customers often have different expectations and personal preference. Okay, one question. Let me think. What's the best shopping mall in KL? KL, Klang Valley lah. KL Selangor, Anybody knows? What's the best shopping mall in Klang Valley? Or what's your favorite? Yeah, what's the best? What's your favorite? You all been to KL, right? I hope. I hope you all been to campus before COVID. Yeah, cool. Okay, so shopping malls. Which is the best? I let you choose. Sunway Pyramid, Mid Valley, and 1U. These three. Which is the best? 1U. Okay, why everybody say 1U? It's okay, right? Yeah, I like Mid Valley. Okay, but a lot of my friends like 1U for some reason. Okay, cheese pyramid is quite okay also. But it depends like where you stay on. I realize that like PJ people, I don't know lah. Okay, but it really varies. Okay, that's why I say go back to the point, right? Uh, that's quite true. Mid Valley damn hard to find parking. Okay, but once you get into Mid Valley, I feel like home. You know, you like go in, then maybe I've been there too much lah. That's why. Like you know where everything is. Okay, but 1U also very nice lah. Okay, so which is the best? So which is the best? So it is very difficult, right? Same thing for service quality. Um, some of you, parking is very important. Okay, some of you, certain services are very important. Some of you, activities are very important. Okay, like 1U got the sky something, skydiving. It's not skydiving. No, I just fly in the air. And then you got the boarding thing. You know, got a lot of activities. Got baseball also. So, um, like it depends what kind of thing you are looking for. That will be your preference. Okay, so that one is personal preference. So some people like 1U, some people like Mid Valley. Okay. Um, my girlfriend likes 1U. I like Mid Valley. So guess where we supposed to go? Of course, go 1U low, as if I got a choice, correct or not? So that's personal preferences. Expectations is another different thing. Okay, like for example, we go to a restaurant. I may like the service, like you may not like the service. Okay, like a very simple thing, like the waiter forgot to smile at you. Okay, or the waiter was thinking of something when the waiter walked past you. Okay, then didn't hear you call, or the waiter was just having a very bad day. And then when I went, the waiter was very happy. Okay, maybe he got Toto or something. So I got we have different experiences lah. Okay, and also the expectations. So what are you expecting when you go to a restaurant? Okay, like if the waiter never smile at me, I okay one. But some people say, yeah, why the waiter so angry, so grumpy? So there's a element of expectation lah. Okay, so at the end of the day, this restaurant, good or bad quality? Don't know. Okay, because everybody say different thing. Okay, if you want to know, you go and try for yourself. All right. So this makes it difficult to improve productivity. Okay, remember what's the question? The question said difficult to improve productivity. Okay, so you must always bring it back to the question. Okay. This makes it difficult to improve productivity as should I continue my sentence? The one. Okay, let's stop here. Makes it difficult to improve productivity. Now, when a service entity attempts to improve productivity, okay, they need to address different expectations and preferences, making prioritizing service quality elements extremely difficult. Okay, so when they want to improve something, like for example, service quality, should they follow your opinion or should they follow my opinion? They ask 10 people. 5 people say they like this, 5 people say they like this. So which one should they do? Okay, so it's very difficult. Then you can give an example. For example, a restaurant needs to balance between speed of food preparation and customer experience. Okay, so the money that a restaurant has is limited, right? The budget, the money, your resources is limited. So do you want to focus on faster preparing the food so that the customers can eat earlier? Okay, they don't need to wait so long. Or you want to make sure that you serve them properly. Okay, there's somebody that can explain the menu to them. Okay, this person that explained the menu could have been inside the kitchen cooking. Okay, or you want this person to slowly explain, okay, this is what we will do. Like when you go to Hai Di Lao, the person, dance with the noodle, not dance lah, I mean he's preparing. But this type of things, right, you can do it before, right? But they are prioritizing customer experience. Okay, so they will take the time, take the resources, and do that thing. So you need to balance yourself. Okay, so this is my example lah. Need to balance, right? Which may be where different customers have different opinions. Okay, something like that. Alright, just throw everything inside. Okay. Now, done. Okay, often an intellectual task usually take time to perform their tasks. A doctor needs to take his time to diagnose a medical illness. If he rushes, there may be complications later on which should jeopardize their career. Okay. Um, he, there. He, there. Okay. Make sure it's consistent. Okay, very simple one. Okay, let's move on to this one. Focus on unique individual attributes. So very simple lah. Each customer is different. Each customer has different needs and wants. Leading to varying service time or resources required. Like some customers, you need more people to serve because they demand more things, and some customers are very, very simple because they order or they want a standard service. Okay, so you can elaborate further. Okay, like in this case, right, I'm very lazy to think of an elaboration. Okay, but I still want my marks, right? So what you can do is you can put your example first, and then you elaborate the example, which I think is easier. Okay, so make sure you add on after your example. Yeah. For example, a customer in a hair salon may want a simple haircut, or another customer wants a haircut and also scalp treatment. Okay, these customers will require different service times and different resources. So this is my example. Now, I feel that not enough, okay? Because just now I missed out on my elaboration, right? So now I must add in something to replace so that I make sure I can get my marks. What can we add here? Each customer has their unique individual attributes. A bit difficult. Okay, so what's my other option now? Delete. Give one more example. Right? Another example would be in the case of clinic. Okay, let's not use doctor, now use clinic. Medical clinic. Okay, some customers patients have less severe illnesses. Require simple medication. For other patients, have more complex symptoms and would like to discuss further with the doctor. These two categories of patients have need different service time. Okay, so like it is much longer than my other answers. Why? Okay, why do I do this? Because I realized that at this point of time, I cannot think of an elaboration. Okay, like in the exam. Okay, like you really find that something is missing. Okay, so you just replace other things lah. You give more examples, and then you give more scenarios, and then you can explain further. Okay, just to replace back the marks that you might have lost by not elaborating your explanation. Okay, so this one thing you can do lah. Okay, last question. Oui. Okay, I'm gonna take away. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'll keep sustainability actually. Yeah, I think sustainability makes sense. Okay, so the first one is globalization, second is sustainability. The rest you can actually find in your slides. Okay, the question asks, discuss the new challenges of operations management. New challenges is here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now, see the question, the question say discuss the new challenges. Okay, but by itself, let's say you say just in time. Just in time. Does this look like a challenge? Oh, this looks like a good thing. Okay, just in time is a very good strategy. It looks like a good thing. Okay, now the question says, discuss the new challenges. Okay, so in your answer, you need to make this sound like a challenge. Okay, so you did it in the first one. Just now you said globalization, very good, but operation managers will face competition all around the world. Okay, this is their challenge. Okay, so that's what you want to do. You want to make it, when you explain it, it can be positive, but when you want to get your marks, okay, you make it sound like a challenge. Okay, you make it negative. Okay, so I'm not going to do all, okay, because I lazy. So let's do like 2 or 3. All right, so are there any of these you feel that you don't understand? Okay, or you would like me to do a full answer on? Okay, like just pick 2 or 3 from here. Global focus we did already. Okay, just in time, supply chain partnering, product development. Okay, so which one you're not very okay? Yeah, hungry eh. Okay, nothing? Can okay. Then let me just choose a few lah. Then we can call it a day. I will do just in time and supply chain partnering. Okay, now let's look at just in time first. From batch shipments to just in time. Don't fall asleep yet Want to finish already Okay, so last time when purchasing people order things, they order in batches because the seller sell in batches. Okay, you cannot choose I want 55. Cannot. Okay, because they sell in 100, 100, okay, or whatever the number is lah. They will sell in batches, so you must order in batches. The good thing about this is we have economies of scale. Okay, price is cheaper, but now we want just in time. Okay, if you don't know, just in time is a strategy created by Toyota, which is a very good strategy, but it doesn't work for everybody. Okay, just in time requires a lot of discipline, a lot of planning, and you cannot have errors, right? So one philosophy of just in time is no inventory. Okay, this is the main thing. This is the main value of just in time. Okay, which means no inventory, right? So we cannot have batch shipments anymore. Which means if you don't want to have no inventory, which means when you order things, you want to produce how much, then you order how much. Okay, you want to produce 105. So when you order, you order 105 units. Okay, so this is just in time. Okay. Let's do full answer. Traditionally, firms would purchase materials in the form of batch shipments. Currently, some firms are shifting towards just in time. Okay, so this allows, you want to explain just in time first lah, okay? So it's quite good, it's a good strategy. This allows firms to eliminate waste in form of entries. Okay, the main philosophy of just in time is to eliminate waste lah. Okay, so waste can be found in inventory. Inventory is waste because you are keeping there, it is sitting there and doing nothing when you keep inventory. Okay, so for the Japanese people, they feel that it is a waste. Another waste is waiting. Okay, whenever you wait for someone or something, you are wasting time. Correct or not? So just in time is the right time and also the right quantity. Okay, so we'll talk about just in time in the next few weeks lah. Okay, in detail. So let's talk about the disadvantages. All right, the challenge that this strategy presents is that it requires high level of planning and discipline from all supply chain parties, where there is no room for errors. Okay, so last time I worked in Sony, Sony PlayStation. They're using semi just in time. Okay, so some of the materials just in time, the bigger ones lah, and then some of the materials they will keep. Okay, so it is a very good system, helps the company save a lot of money, but when you're doing it, it's very difficult. Okay. Okay, let's do one more, last one. Supply chain partnering. Last time is low bid purchasing. Low bid to partnering. Okay, which means last time, whoever sell me the cheapest, I will take. Now, I want to have close relationships with my suppliers. Traditionally, firms would purchase materials from whoever offers, thinking of my grandma, the lowest price. Currently, firms are moving towards supply chain partnering. This requires firms to develop close relationships with their suppliers, often involving long-term contracts. So instead of keep changing suppliers, you choose a few and then you build very close relationship with them. Okay, so what is the challenge here? Now imagine you got 5 girlfriends. Okay, 5 Now I ask you to choose one. Out of the 5, 5 also you like. But now you must choose one. You must marry this girl until you die. Difficult or not? Difficult, right? Because you have to choose one. So the challenge that this presents is that firms need to critically evaluate suppliers to choose the right supplier, and then put in effort to develop a close working relationship with them. Okay, build relationship, need resources. Okay, you need time, need resources, and you also you need to choose the right supplier. You choose the wrong one, then you're stuck with this supplier for the next 3-5 years. Okay, you choose the correct supplier, then you all will grow together lah. Okay. Ideally, these suppliers will support the firm and achieve mutual goals. Okay, something like that lah. Sustainability is a good one, but it's not in the slides, but can be accepted also. Okay, finish liao. Everyone okay? This Google Docs, right, is for you all, RAC3. Okay, so it's in your Google Classroom, right? You all have it. It's only for your classroom. So every week when you all prepare the answers, you all just use this one lah. All right, you all can just copy the tutorial questions you already have from Mr. Tay. Copy inside here, and then you all answer the questions. And then at the end of the semester, it is very easy to revise, okay? Because you all have all your tutorial answers in one place. And you no need to find here, find there. Okay, so we will use this one lah. Okay, I'm done. So remember to go to lecture next week. And remember to prepare next week's tutorial, okay, tutorial 2. And I'm done. Okay, if you have questions, you can stay back and ask. If not, I will see you all next week lah.